Alrighty, so there is a new set of leaks, which is very interesting. And so, yeah, I wanted to go over these because I have been given the permission to. I did upload a leaks video, I think it was last week, and had to be taken down just in case you were one of the people that watched that and wondered where it went. Apparently it wasn't supposed to be shared, so sorry about that. Either way, let's get into these because these are pretty interesting. So the beta has been changed several, or the beta have several changes, and most important are these. So just to let you know, these are from the beta app that they do. If you don't know what that is, it's basically what they use to test out new features or test out upcoming things that they're sort of working on in the game. And some of these things are what have been noted. So there's some very interesting ones. So transformation is first and foremost very interesting because transformation, there's two current transformation units in the game, Camilla, and there is a green Aaron from the Attack on Titan collab who can change into a Titan, of course. Both of these characters are very interesting, but terribly bad because the way that transformation worked initially was you had to basically rush your ult. Once you got your ultimate, you would use your ult, and all it would do was change your character into the other form, resetting your ultimate move gauge. It would give you a new set of skills, but it wasn't enough to really make transformation all that good. So if you wanted to get an ultimate off, you would basically have to rush your ult, use the transformation, rush your ult again, and then use it. And most of the time it was not worth the trouble that in time that you had to put into it to actually get the skill off. So it seems like they have an interesting form of rework here, or just a new transformation in general, I'm assuming, because they can't really take the old ones back. Or maybe they'll get reworked, who knows. But it says, heroes can be transformed by passive skills when the hero's HP reaches a certain limit or when the hero realizes a specific action. And I'm glad they gave examples here because I would have not been able to glean anything from that. But it says, when Deanne inflicts 6 crit hits, she changes to her giant form, and when she has lost HP equal to 25% of her maximum HP, she changes to her human form. Now, this is really interesting because you could basically have, 2 sets of skills. And you'll basically start off as small, like human-sized Deanne. You get a couple of crits in. Maybe she has like a sever card or something like that, so that way you can get crits a lot easier. You use that once or twice. You get 6 crit hits if it's an AoE. Maybe it works, where you only have to get 2 of those cards off. And then she transforms into her human form, gets a whole new set of skills, and then once she's in that form, I'm assuming she would probably have some really aggressive type skills or something like that. And then, if she gets taken, or if she takes too much damage, you don't have a taunt unit or somebody to sort of mitigate damage or anything like that. If she takes too much damage, she basically changes back into the human form, which I think is a really good way to do it. It's not a matter of using, an ultimate. You don't have to rush towards anything. It's you meet the requirement, it happens automatically, that kind of thing. So that's fantastic. I really like the way that this is, worded. Hopefully that's the case, and they end up, going ahead with this kind of system, because this sounds really good. This is, great in my opinion. I will give this, we give it a green check mark. Very good. I like that a lot. Skill changes. This one is also really interesting. So another sort of mechanic to change the hero as you play with it. So, when the hero uses certain number of skills, or when the hero realizes a specific action, changes his/her skills. So, the example here is when King uses 3 skills, change his actual skills for new offensive skills. When King receives damage from 4 enemy skills, change his action or actual skills for defensive/recovery skills. So, this is really interesting. So, basically, you could have like a regular small King with no wings, or you could have small winged King, for example, as a character, and he could have defensive/recovery skills or whatever the case may be. You use a certain amount of skills, like 3 skills, for example. He becomes the new Chad King, and he gets some really crazy offensive skills like Chad King already has, and if he gets hit too much, he changes back into the small one, who then has a set of skills to hopefully get himself back into the action, I guess, so he could heal himself back up or put a shield on or whatever the case case may be. I think that that's a really interesting concept as well. I'm not sure, you know, obviously this is beta app stuff, so it might never come to the game, or who knows when it will, but I really like both of the concepts of these. I think both of those are checkmark great stuff. Next is interesting. We have pets. And in a game like this, I don't know where pets would really fit in, but it says this system probably replaces the current patrol system. So patrols, if you don't know, are just, you know, you set a certain number of characters out, they have to meet a certain CC requirement, you basically send them out, they get very small rewards, and that's pretty much it. You can do it once a day. Your pet completes stages automatically, but sometimes you will have to complete stages with your pet. That is pretty interesting to note. The pets can level up and the items dropped will be better, so that's cool. Pets can be equipped to your team, or can't be equipped to your team to complete stages or participate in PvP. So it won't be something that you can use in a regular sort of system. It's basically just like, you know, what he said, the patrol system, where you sort of level up your pet to get better rewards as it just sort of does its thing naturally, which sounds kind of neat. And I assume every once in a while you'll be able to mess with your pet. I don't know. That's it. Like I said, it doesn't seem like a system that's really needed, I guess, but it could be kind of cool, because patrols as it is just really like, I mean, you just set it and be done with it, which I do like. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the game that it's very hands-on, it takes a lot of time, it you know, it can take a while to sort of rack up all of these things that you need to do each day or whatever. So the patrol system being just one and done, easy peasy, is nice. But maybe with it being a little bit more like you upgrade over time, or just, you know, allocate, you know, stats or whatever into the pet every once in a while. You don't have to do it, you know, every day or whatever the case may be. Could be kind of interesting. I'm not going to hate on that one, but I don't know. I'd have to see how it was implemented. But it says pets can only be used in this new system, so not too sure on that one. I'll give that one like a tilde, like a maybe. I don't know. Could be cool. And then the last thing we have here is Blessing of the Goddess, which I assume will get a different name probably, because that sounds like, or Blessing of the Gods, it sounds kind of like what they do for the festivals lately, where it's Blessings of the Demons and Blessings of the Goddess, where you get, you know, I guess rewards or sort of boosts to certain game modes or whatever. I would assume that would get maybe changed or have a different name. Don't know for sure. Maybe it won't. But it says it would be it could be a new system from the last Ragnarok beast, similar to the relics. The hero will have another passive skill that will increase a specific stat. Always, you can change the stat using the materials. Only you can change one stat for the hero: attack, defense, HP, pierce rate, etc. So it would basically be a passive that you would get that would I don't know how big of an increase it would be, but you could basically choose for that specific character what stat you want to boost, which sounds kind of interesting. That could be a really interesting mechanic, and I'm assuming 9 times out of 10, if this was implemented, people would just use it to increase crit chance. I would almost be willing to bet, so that way you crit more often, because, you know, why wouldn't you? Or if you have a character that already crits a lot, you would increase crit damage. Or maybe if it's just a regular damage character, maybe you just go attack. Maybe you go HP, so that way you can out CC. I don't know. There's a couple of different options, but I think more often than not, it's either going to go into crit damage or crit chance, just because of the way people play this game now. But I don't know. That one sounds kind of interesting. I'm not too sure on that one specifically, but as long as it's implemented correctly, I think it could be a really neat mechanic, something that's not overpowered, but would sort of bring old characters maybe back into the light. I guess depending on how big of a boost it is, because if newer characters get the same boost as old characters, it's just going to be the same thing. Where, you know, why would you use an old character if the new character gets such a significant boost as well? So hopefully they would sort of make it character specific. But I don't know, very interesting stuff. Super interested in transforming, super interested in skill changes. These two are interesting. I would say this Blessings of the Goddess is a little bit more, or Blessing of the Gods is a little bit more interesting than the Pets one. Pets could be interesting, depends on how much options you have, or if you get to customize them maybe, or just personalize it in some way. I don't know, but definitely some interesting stuff here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't have anything else to go over. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this stuff, because it is is very interesting, and I will see you guys in the next one. See you then.